Hi, this is, Paul or Sanjay, whichever one you want to use. I don't mind, but today I'm going to talk about yesterday, uh, the IG chat. Now, generally, it was pretty good. I think one of the best so far. I mean, from Connor, for sure. And very happy he's successfully gone an hour 12 minutes according to my note taking timing, that he went this long without saying an effort. In fact, no bad language at all. I think one S word, and that was it. So this is pretty good. Very happy with this level, and it's the best I've seen. I think a few other videos. I think the first one with Kylie, he went an hour and a half without swearing, no efforts. And then the second one, and again. So he can do it. I think when he started with Siggy, that's when he started using the bad language. And yes, he does say fudge, but he doesn't say it all the time, according to my memory. I mean, sometimes he'd say after he uses the effort, and I'm sure I'm not losing my hearing, not yet. I doubt it. Uh, if you really want to get serious, we can. Well, you'd have to save all the live streams so I can hear it again and pinpoint the exact words, because don't think I don't know the difference between the effort and someone saying fudge, because it's quite obvious there's a C and a K at the end. So I would know for sure if he said this or the other word. Now, I do trust him, and yes, he does go without swearing generally, but we can't claim 100% not swearing that, I never use F words in the live stream, because that's not true. I can point out several times that he said an F word, and I don't want to embarrass him too much, but clearly there's been times when he said it, both in a non-vulgar and a vulgar way. So I'm not gonna embarrass him anymore, because I don't want to take away his discipline in this particular. I'll get beep from someone in this particular live chat, that, and he knew from the very start. He said he wants to be respectful, which I appreciate very much. So from the beginning, he made his mind up that he's going to be civil and polite and not use bad language. And I think this is it. You've got to have the mindset from the beginning of your live stream, because what you think and feed your mind is what you will say. So if you come in the live stream with the right intention, then you're going to have a good live stream where no one swears. I mean, this is an austerity, a discipline, a test in vocabulary and articulation. So I am very happy in this live stream, and a few others joined, but there were two people who didn't use an effort, and that was Connor and Luigi, who I was very happy with too. He joined, I think, a bit later after Purple Cloud, and he was good. I mean, his speech was pretty good. He didn't get angry. He didn't curse, either vulgar or non-vulgar. And this is the standard we want in the live chats. We want the vibrations to be high. And unfortunately, Sammy really messed it up. I have to say that I don't know what got into him, but he said the F word way too much. And Purple Cloud. Now, interestingly, Purple Cloud said he has Tourette's. So, is it that bad that you have to swear every other sentence? And is this a real issue? Because if it is, there are ways to deal with it. You can search on YouTube. I'm sure there's many videos. People have been cured. It's not impossible, but it's very embarrassing when Connor's in, I'm in, and even other people who don't swear. Now, there's not many. I believe Mac is trying. We made a bet. He said he can do his pranks without using an F word, and I told him the bet's on. Let's see. The last video he said 2 F words, which is a big reduction from before. So next stage would be 0 swear words, and then that's perfection. Well, I don't think anyone can be perfect. I mean, Dizzy is the closest, I would say, in terms of Noswear. And if that's not perfect, then I'm even better, because I'm 11 plus, coming up 12 years Noswear. Now, is that perfection? Well, I would say very close. Very, very close. Because I don't know anyone else who can go this long without a single F word, whether in anger, frustration, or just feeling upset, sad. Any condition, you'll find that I won't say the F word. And this is a very high spiritual state to be in. I mean, these live streams are nothing. I can go months, years without swearing. So that's like, I don't know, how many hours in a day? That's 24 times that by 365. How many days is it? 7,200 or something, and times that by 11, that's 7,000 hours at least. So this is nothing, a few hours without swearing for me. But then again, I'm not your average person. I've got a divine protection like Dizzy over me, and that means that I don't want to swear, and I feel very guilty if I do. So I try my absolute best not to. So this is your inspiration today, and I find it very difficult to meet another person like me. I'm not trying to boast, of course not, but I have to be honest, and I have to be proud of myself to an extent, because why not be proud of this ability and discipline while you can inspire others, and it does make a difference. I inspired Mac. Even Balin is trying hard, and he said he's got a friend he's trying to help give up swearing. So yeah, it can be done. I don't believe anyone is beyond help. So Purple Cloud, I suggest you take this seriously and don't say you can't give up or you won't give up. It's all a mindset. If you program yourself like this, you will not win the battle. But if you say, I can give up, and I'll fight, and I'll do anything possible to give up, then you will over time. You have to take it very gradually. Now, I mean, you were bad. You said the effort many times, but you did apologize, which was good. So I'm not going to give you a roast for that, because I do appreciate it's like repenting in church, basically, which you did. So, but you didn't give it up totally. There were still some efforts here and there. I think there was a couple of vulgar efforts, which isn't good. And you never use vulgar words in front of Connor, because I don't want another episode of him saying an F word out of the blue, like we take about a couple of weeks ago, which totally shocked me. And you can't say he said fudge there, because it was very clear. And you can even, if you've got the video, we can all see it. If he's gonna deny he said the F word there. I mean, even Tate was surprised, and told him he said the F word. And if she can tell him, that means he said it, because she wouldn't lie, and she's said it before, so she knows when someone else has said it. So this is the other thing with Connor. He's got to be honest, and when he's said the F word, he's got to own up and not pretend. I don't know. Maybe he's embarrassed, which is natural, but pretending doesn't make it any better, because then, one, you're lying, and two, you've said the F word anyway. So why not just say sorry and really mean sorry? Like, I didn't feel in that group chat that he felt sorry about anything, basically. I mean, I don't want to knock him too much, but it has to be the worst that he's been, because as my memory gets better, I remember more and more. So some stats were, there were 26 F words from him in that group chat with, well, it wasn't my live, it was the one after, because I checked my live and that was all good. It was the room live chat that it was with Tate, Captain Roger, myself, and Matt. So those were the 4 people, and Connor, of course. So 5. And yeah, that was the worst. And of those 26 F words, 14 were vulgar and 12 non-vulgar. So he actually said more vulgar F words than non-vulgar, which is shocking, because normally it's the other way round, where he says non-vulgar F words, and normally only a couple here and there, sometimes 4, which is still bad, but at least, I mean, oh yes, and he asked me what's the difference between an F word and a vulgar F word. Okay, so Connor, let me explain, and please listen and try and take it in and grasp what I'm saying. Hold on, I'm gonna lock the door because I don't want anyone to come in. Just hang on. Okay, so the door's locked. So you want to know what's the difference between an F word and a vulgar F word? Well, an F word in general is used in anger, and like when you got angry that day and you said, should I F word just go and kill myself now? Now that's an F word, and it's a bad F word, but it's not a vulgar F word because it wasn't used in a vulgar way, and it was frustration, sort of anger. So this F word is more, well, no F word is really nice or justifiable, but at least there was reason for this effort because you were mad, you were upset, you were in anguish, agony. So this sort of effort is what you would say a non-vulgar effort. So it's used in anger, disappointment, frustration, feeling upset, sad. Now, I get this, and like I've said before, it's natural you would react like this. I mean, you still could have apologized after because it was way blown out of proportion and would have been nice if you just said sorry. I mean, I got angry, but I didn't mean to use the F word. But I was understanding of that and the previous two that use in great anger and desperation, confusion, anxiety, all of that. Now, I hope you're taking this in because I'm giving a lesson here. I mean, I'm not a priest, but I'm close and I'm respected for my knowledge. So I hope you're listening and appreciating my knowledge, advice, and mentoring because this is a bit like a mentoring session. So please be grateful and try your best to understand. I don't expect you to understand everything, but gradually you'll take more and more in. I would hope. So that's the non-vulgar effort. And there's other ways. I mean, efforts are used in conversation normally. Oh yes, and the other non-vulgar is when you repeat someone else's effort. But of course, that depends how they use it. If they use it in a non-vulgar way, like, for example, the Will Smith joke. Now, I was pretty surprised because I think who did he repeat it to? Was it just Josh? I think when he was on live, and you said this 3 times, and you didn't need to really. I mean, that was out of order. That was like swearing for fun, basically. That's how I view it. Because A, no one upset you. B, it wasn't appropriate and you were under no pressure. C, this was just someone using bad language, inappropriate language. And I think you could have done a lot better. You could have just used the letter in that case. So this is an example of a non-vulgar conversation effort, and I'm still surprised you didn't say sorry. I mean, 3 times. Come on. That is not acceptable at all. I don't know. Were you giggling, laughing? And please don't say you didn't say it. Do not say that I never said the F word. I mean, this is another area. You must own up when you say the F word instead of pretending, because this just doesn't, it's not good. It doesn't get you respect because you deny it and then you make other people look stupid, or you try, because it seems like you're saying they're deaf or didn't hear it right. But it's obvious. I mean, anyone with good hearing or even partial hearing can tell whether someone used the F word or not, whether they said fudge. I mean, it's very clear. So this is another area you have to work on. I mean, of course, try and avoid it in the first place, then you wouldn't have to apologize or say fudge. So this is a big area you need to work on. I mean, I felt embarrassed. There was no need to say it 3 times or at all. You could have, the other technique is just say bleep when there's an effort that Will Smith said. So this is what you could have said. You could have just said, keep my wife's name out of your bleep mouth. That's another technique. So next time, if you're gonna make this joke, just do that. See? Now I'm giving you tips how to avoid using F words when you speak to someone and make jokes. And now the vulgar, well, I'm sure you know what's the vulgar F word. You've heard Siggy use it quite a few times, and you've used it quite a few times. But it's, as you know, it's in reference to sex, and it's a crude word to describe it. And this, you see, this is why I think this is on the level of racial slur, at least. It's very, very offensive to use that sort of language. It is worse than just saying F you, because it is using sacred sex in a really bad, dirty, vulgar, messy way. So this is totally wrong, unacceptable. And in Indian culture, we would never tolerate that sort of behavior. I mean, in India, children there would be horrified if they heard you say that. And you're meant to be a positive influence as someone who says they spread positivity, and this is certainly not positive at all. This is very negative, in fact, and very setting a terrible example. I mean, can you imagine if you had a child in the live stream and they heard you repeat what Siggy said, or these dirty lyrics with the rappers using F word in a vulgar way? Now, I'm sure you know the difference between a crude F word and a normal F word, but I've told you now, and I've reinforced it, and I'll give you some tips, and you should use it, but never repeat the F word in a vulgar way in any circumstance, because that carries more severity, I would say, a lot more. And we can ask a priest. You said you're a Baptist, you go to a Baptist church. So I would like the name of this Baptist church and the name of the pastor, because this is what he should be explaining to you. And really, you should be the one telling us, telling me, because this is your religion. Well, yes, you're Christian and you claim you go to church. So instead of me telling you, you should be explaining to me, letting me know how severe the effort is. Unless you're not taught by this priest or pastor. Has he ever spoken to you? Have you ever done confession, repentance? Let me know, because all this they should teach you. And when you repent, it's normally because of vulgar words used at someone, unclean thoughts, harsh words, dirty words. All this come under unacceptable language, impure speech. All of this you aren't taught. You should be. Well, let me know what the pastor has said about this, because I really want to see him in one of these live streams. And the other thing is association. You need people who are not cursing, and then you'll learn and you won't curse. See, so you said Dizzy curses in this video. Well, send me the link, but I've never seen him curse on his pranks. So that's stupendous. And maybe he curses outside. I don't know. Only God can know. But the fact he's so disciplined in his pranks to keep his language clean is really appreciated and admired, and other people should follow this example. I haven't heard him use any vulgar language at all, and I hope he never does in any of his pranks, because more people will follow his example and do no cuss, no swear, which is what children need to learn and to see, because it's such a bad habit, swearing, and maybe I can teach this too. I've helped a few children give up bad language, and I'm very happy about that. I take full credit because I'm so disciplined and inspirational in this area, and all my YouTube videos I've never used an F word, so you can check. It's about 30 or 40 videos, and I've never said an F word in any video. So this helps children give up swearing. So that's the difference between a vulgar and non-vulgar F words. And the N word, I know it's really bad, but I don't think, I'm not sure, as I said, we need a priest to come, but is it really that terrible? Worse than the actual vulgar F word? Not the normal F word. Of course, it's worse than that because it's racist to someone, and it's a slur. But again, some people don't mean it to be racist. Like it's said in anger mostly. When someone's annoyed with someone, then they say it, but it doesn't necessarily mean the person's a racist. I don't think. Even their own kind sometimes says it to them, and they joke about. So I would say it's not that, well, it depends on the content, but it's not really like it's not a crime. I don't think it's not a really bad crime, and the way you were acting, it was like the world was coming to an end when you said this 4 years ago, but it wasn't as serious as you were making out. Now, if you really respect me, you would apologize at least 20 times. I'm gonna try and write a list for you because there's many times you offended me, and I'm sure you know this, and you didn't apologize for any of these offenses, and well, at the most you said fudge, but that's not an apology, that's just correcting the F word you said. And again, it's good. It means you're aware that what you should have said, but the actual apology is what makes the difference, because you apologize to the people you offend. In this case, it was me. Now, I don't think the other people care so much unless you're swearing at them directly, then maybe they do. But just the swear words in general are offensive to me, and a few times you actually did curse about my mum in a vulgar way. So that's double offensive. That should have about 30 apologies more than Purple Cloud, because Purple Clouds was just mostly he was just swearing in conversation, which was pretty bad, but not vulgar bad. Vulgar bad always carries more weight, whether it's at a person or whether it's repeating a vulgar lyric. Once it's vulgar, it's bad. It's super offensive. So, yeah, you think about this. And I think the other thing is Dizzy should know. Because, I mean, I'm not saying, but what if this happens again and Siggy comes on and you start using vulgar words again? Then what? Then you get in a pattern. So Dizzy has to discipline you, and he can. And you're obviously scared of him because I've seen you react when your friends were threatening to call him about your racial N-word 4 years ago. So I don't know what power Dizzy has on YouTube, but obviously he must have a lot of power and ability to shut your channel down, maybe? Well, that's how it seems, because why were you acting like a baby and throwing such a tantrum? Because you were so scared and you deleted quite a few of your videos, your old rapping videos, your Fortnite videos. I think you should put them back now because they're all clean. There was no vulgar efforts, you said, and all the Fortnite videos were good, respectful. I think there was only one S word in that video. So, well done for your self-control there. It was very impressive. And yeah, so think about this. And you apologize like this to me. Not that you could say hundreds of times sorry to Dizzy and Gion, I believe, and you just take me for granted. You don't consider how I feel when you're vulgar or not vulgar, and you think it's acceptable, or maybe not acceptable, but just not as bad. Like, you know, that it's not a big deal, basically. It's sort of mean, but I'll say it anyway. That's what I feel when you say these F words, that you're not taking it really seriously, but you should. And I deserve at least 30 apologies alone just for the vulgarity, and not only the F word, but the P words, which I'll get to in another video, because as I recall, this was said quite a few times too. Okay, well, I hope you found this useful. This is a 45-minute video and more of a learning, a mentoring as well. You see, I'm being calm but firm, which is another good quality. Now, also, I don't want to really roast you too bad because I understand your feeling of nearly losing your channel over silly word used without knowing the meaning. So I'm in two minds. You see, you did use really vulgar words about my mum with Siggy, but I don't want to really roast you too badly because I feel sorry and I do want you to have a good audience on YouTube and be successful, but clean, successful, not vulgar, and swearing, F word, because then that's what gets me fuming, and you can control yourself. I've seen it, and if you can go 6 or 7 videos on YouTube without swearing, you can go 7 or 8 videos on live stream without swearing. It's possible, and you've done at least 3 to 4 videos without swearing on live stream. So I'm gonna say try harder and let's get this priest in. Just tell me the church, the name of the priest, and well, I can even send him an email tonight and explain, and he should respond in due time. Okay, any other points? Oh yes, well, I was a little bit worried when the part about smash our past came up because there's great danger of saying the other word, which is extremely vulgar, and I wouldn't trust Balin here because he can just forget and say the F word in a few moments because he hasn't developed that level of vibration as yet. He's trying, there's no doubt he's trying, but yeah, that part got me a bit nervous, a bit anxious, but I trusted you and trusted everyone else. That's the one, perhaps the only good thing I can say about all 5 or 6 of you. On that part, no one said a vulgar F word, but all in all, Connor didn't say any F word, which is the best. And please keep it like that. And Luigi, when you join, and make me very happy, then I can consider buying your merch because then you would have earned it. You see, I don't just want to buy something without you earning my respect. When you earn my respect, then you deserve the reward. And for me to spend my money on something like this, but the moment you start swearing or doing, silly, immature stuff like that, and using P words, T words, and teasing like this, inappropriate teasing, then no, I don't feel I should buy merch. And it's the same with Siggy. Why should I sign a petition when he's not being respectful to me? Doesn't make sense. So what you have to do is be respectful to me, and then I'll buy your merch. I'd happily buy it because I like it. It sends a good message. Summertime, spring, let's be happy. And yes, please remember when you do your pranks to be clean. Again, I'm trusting you, and keep up the Noswear. Okay, you better go now. And if you're gonna be in, then I'll try and join. And I'm gonna monitor the whole chat and see if you can get no swear words again. Oh, and also the rap battle. Well, I need to be convinced. I can only do a rap battle if I'm convinced there are no bad words. But from what I see, you're getting there. You did well doing clean rap songs, lyrics, and no F words. And you see, why couldn't you do this with the Will Smith joke? If you can do it with rap songs, and you know not to say an F word in a vulgar way, you can easily do it with the Will Smith joke. Should be piece of cake. Anyway, yeah. So that's my lecture and educational speech for tonight. Please take this in now. Remember, because it's saved, and I spent a lot of time, effort, and this wasn't rehearsed. This was improvised, like on the spur. I promise. I just logged in, and off the top of my head, I thought of this. No past writing or rehearsal. So this is even more important why you should take it seriously and ask questions if you don't understand. I'll try my best to answer them. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Have a good day.